Okay, this is floor plan part 6. Mainly what we're going to be working on now is windows, and we made this fairly simple for you. And today, again, you'll still need your scale, you'll need a triangle, you'll need a pencil, and a little later on we'll need something to make a window symbol. I've got a little small template here. We'll explain that a little bit later. If you don't have that, I'm sure you got something similar to it. All our exterior windows are on this floor plan, or which you are seeing in this general, what you're seeing here is windows into bedrooms. All these are windows, and all our windows are 3 foot wide. And when I'm saying 3 foot wide, I'm talking about from the opening to the opening, wall opening to wall opening. The only one that's a little different is the one that's in the master bath back here. And we're going to make it a little smaller because bathroom windows usually not as large. And that one will be 2 foot wide. Now, I'll get you started on this. You should be able to take off pretty quick, but you'll notice that you already have dimensions telling you where these windows go. Now here, for example, you will see that you've got a dimension here of 6'4" over to this wall right here, and then from that corner over to the center line of that window, you'll read 5 feet 10 and a half inch and 10 and a quarter inches there. 5 feet 10 and a quarter inches. So what you need to do is, with your scale, measure over 5 feet 10 and a quarter, and you'll put a little tick mark right there in the center, and then you'll measure over, since this is a 3 foot window, you'll measure over 1 foot 6 and 1 foot 6 on each side of that center line, and that's where you will draw in your opening of 3 foot wide. And then what you want to do is basically erase the in between, and then with a lighter line on the inside wall faces, connect that line back together, but a little bit lighter. And then the center line, about the center line between the wall thicknesses, you'll draw another thin line, and that represents the glass. And then you want to draw a seal that usually hangs outside the window on the outside, and we're going to draw it about 2 inches from the face of the outside wall, so that it kind of gives an appearance of a window sill itself. So see if I can explain that a little bit better to you in a larger format. Let me get my camera straightened out here. So let me get a larger piece of paper and see if I can explain that a little bit easier to you. And again, what you want to do is, if this is your window, open right here. Again, I'm doing this freehand. That's your window opening, and we have said that is 3 foot wide for this window that we're doing here. So you have from there to there is 3 foot no inches wide. You're going to erase the wall in between, but then I want you to come back with your T-square or your triangle and draw a lighter line to connect that back opening. And then halfway between this, the inside wall and the outside wall, draw another thin line, and that represents the glass. And then I want you to measure out from the outside about 2 inches. You're going to draw another line with your T-square. Again, I'm doing this freehand just for quickness. And you're going to connect that a little bit and make that look like a window. So again, that's the That's the inside of the window. You know, what we see right there is the glass, and then this is the outside seal. And you'll draw each one of those windows exactly like that, except for the again the bathroom window, the master bath window. It's only 2 foot wide, but all the other ones are the exact same dimensions. So we've made it fairly easy and commonplace for you to do this. So it's pretty simple to do. You can go over here to your this other bedroom number 2 and go ahead and draw this window in as well, and you will see that that is a dimension. Let's see if I can get a little closer for you there, and that is 5 feet 9.5 inches from the outside corner of your house to the center line of that window. So you definitely want to measure over with your scale, tick that center line off, and then measure over 1'6" and 1'6", and then you're going to draw it exactly like we did this window here as well. You will notice also in the window here in the master bedroom in the sidewall, this window right here, it is 10 feet 9.5 inches from the center line of the window to the corner of the building. So go ahead and tick that off and measure 1'6" and 1'6" on each one and draw that window in. And then the window in the master bedroom on the rear wall, this one that is right there, is 10 feet 9.5 from the corner of the building over to the center line of the window, and then measure over 1'6" and 1'6", and you'll get that window location as well. We'll skip over here to the windows that are over here in the dining room. It's 3 feet 9.5 inches that you see. 3 feet 9.5 inches to that window, to the center line of that window, then measure off 1'6" and 1'6" in each direction, and cut that window in and draw it just like you did the other one. And then you'll see that on the side is another 3 foot 9.5 inch line to the center line. Cut 1'6" and 1'6" and draw that window in. Then we'll come back to this master bath window, and you'll see that it is 7 foot 2.5 inches from the bathroom wall on the living room side, from the corner of the living room wall there, right there on the living room side, over to the center line of that master bath window, 7 foot 2.5 inches. And again, you'll, instead of doing 1'6" and 1'6" on each side of that center line, you'll do a 1 foot on each side and cut that window in and draw it in exactly like you did the 3 foot, just a little bit smaller. So that kind of catches this up on the windows, except for, as you will recall, you know, we did the a door symbol on the so I can straighten up my camera here. We did a door symbol on the with the A's, the B's, and the C's on the doors, but on the windows we want to do something a little bit different, and it's done many different ways. But the way we're going to do this one is I'm going to use a template, and it's kind of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sided symbol. And what I'll do is I'll put that on the center line of that window, out on the outside usually, and I'll trace that, and then I'll come back with my pencil and with lettering with triangle and T-square. Inside that I will put a W1 inside of that of that window. And we're going to do all that to all the windows all the way around, except for the one at the master bath window. Since it is different, we're going to call it W2 since it is smaller, but all the other windows will be W1s, and this will be a W2. I hope you can kind of follow that, and it may be a little bit different than your handout, but it will aid you tremendously when you start doing your window schedule. It'll make this easier to identify the sizes of your windows, just like you did the sizes of your doors. At this time, it's probably a good opportunity to just sit back and review and make sure that all your windows and doors and walls are in, and they kind of look like the handout that you had. And we're going to move on to part 7 a little bit later, and we will be doing something that kind of will tell the tale on you here in the next video, which is dimensioning, and we'll take a little bit of time to do this. But now review all your doors, your windows, and your walls, and make sure they look like you want them to look, because now's the time to fix or change anything that you might have.